Sword Art Online is an underrated masterpiece of an anime.
Did Rudy just call SAO underrated? Has bro finally lost it?
Okay, it's not underrated in terms of the low view count. Hell, it's top 10 anime of all time in terms of popularity. What I'm trying to say is that this shit is so overhated. I know, it's pretty fucking late. This ship has sailed. This video is probably gonna get like 10 likes. But your boy is bored, okay? Ever since 2023, there's been no new SEO media. I even started reading the light novels, okay?
Amazing. Bro is finally reading.
Funny thing is, all the hate surrounding this show just made me want to check it out even more. And SEO ended up being one of the first few animes that I've ever watched. While watching, I was like, people hate on this? What? This shit is actually pretty good. Before I start this video, I just want to say your boy is qualified to give my opinions on SEO, okay? I've watched every single piece of SEO media out there. The main series, Gangyo Online, Progressive, and even the recap episodes. I basically have a PhD in SEO. Okay, so what do people hate about SEO? Now, I'm obviously not going to dive into each and every one of these flaws. If I did, the video is going to be way longer than it needs to be. So first up is the fact that Kirito is overpowered. This is honestly just dumb. People who say this clearly haven't watched any form of sports. In every single activity, there's always someone levels above everyone else. In CS2, we have Donk. In boxing, we have Inoue. In SEO, we have Kirito, the cool lone wolf, the top dog, the OG aura epic gamer boy. Bro is an epic gamer, okay? He basically dedicated every moment awake to play SEO. If I recall correctly, he soloed every floor boss and is the only player who managed to go up to the 10th floor. It will make sense that in the official release, he remains the undisputed top dog of the game. Additionally, he can snowball the early lead he got from simply not panicking to get additional gains. He's also able to transfer his skills to Alfheim and Gangyo due to similar mechanics. Take a look at Valorant. When it first came out, a lot of the pros were actually from other games, mainly CSGO, to the point that the CS community started memeing Valorant esports as a CSGO retirement home. Players like Tans, Stanislaw, and FNS were all able to transfer their skills from years of playing CS professionally into Valorant, winning more in Valorant than they honestly ever did in CS. We also see this in the sport of boxing, where athletes from a kickboxing or MMA background decide to go pro in boxing. People like Tenshin Nasukawa, Yoshiki Takei, and Francis Ngannou. Okay, it didn't really turn out that well for him. Were all from different combat sports and made use of their previous experience to go quite far in the sport of boxing. I know, it was pretty stupid when Kabaya wrecked Kirito and only managed to do so because he was hacking, and his overpoweredness diminished some plot points. But in my opinion, SEO was never meant to be some sort of underdog story like Megalobox or Grimgar. Instead, SEO is something that focuses more on entertainment and dopamine maxing. Okay, next up, harem elements. I actually think this is a good thing. A shitload of beautiful waifus to go into. Sign me up, boys. In all seriousness, the romance isn't that bad, at least for Asuna, Sinon, and Alice it isn't. At first glance, I felt that the romance with Asuna progressed way too fast. If only it's this easy in real life, right? I'll be drowning in pussies. The two of them fell in love in like, 3 to 4 episodes? But once you take into account the events that happen in Progressive, things start to make a lot more sense. And these two have way more history than what is shown during the first season. More on this later. For Sinon, the two of them are battle buddies, okay? Which naturally develops intimacy. Alice grew up with Kirito in Underworld, and in the Underworld, they also spend a lot of time together. So her feelings are believable. As for Silica and Lisbeth, their relationships with Kirito weren't really developed that well, and it felt more like infatuation with his epic gamer skills instead of a proper romance. Okay, the elephant in the room, Suguha. I'm sorry, but it's incest.
Whoa. You're okay with OPMC, gore, whatever shit Rudy gets up to, but incest is where you draw the line? Okay, buddy.
On to the next point. Pacing issues. Honestly, for this point, I agree. As much as I love SEO, this flaw is just too glaring for me to defend. The fact that something like Progressive even exists is just proof of this. Out of every series that I've read or watched, SEO is the only one with crucial story and plot points shoved aside into something that is meant to be a spin-off series. If you can recall what happened in season 1, they basically jumped from like floor 1 to floor 20, and after Sachi's death, they jumped to like floor 50 or something. This honestly derailed the entire pacing of the show, as up to that point I was like, they're gonna cover every single floor, right? In Gangyo Online, they also tried to give Kirito PTSD or something, but it was done so poorly. When I saw the flashback, I was like, what? That happened? Ain't no way. I just completed the first season a few days ago. If anything happened, I would have known, right? But yeah, it's SEO. Epic gamers don't need flashbacks for events that already happened. True epic gamers flashback stuff that isn't even shown. Okay, next up, tropey villains. Yeah, all SEO villains are either rapists or schizoids. But to me, that's fine. Hear me out, okay? In something like Demon Slayer, they do a flashback dump right as the demon's about to die. They try to farm pity points or something. No! Our villain is actually good! He's just misunderstood! This trope is just too overused, and it just diminishes the impact in my opinion. This villain is actually not completely evil. It takes a lot of time and effort to build up. Otherwise, it just comes off as lazy. In SEO, it's more like, yeah, this bitch is evil as fuck for no reason, get over it. But a villain's a villain, ain't that deep, bro. The antagonists all serve their purpose, pushing the plot forward and letting Kirito get his epic gamer moments. Lastly, is the fact that there are numerous plot holes in SEO. To this, I'm just gonna say, it ain't that serious, bro. You have all you want about how Gun-Gale is unrealistic and how Aincred is dumb. Whatever, okay? I'm too busy staring at Asuna's cannons to even give a shit. The original Aincred arc was cooked up just for the sake of some writing competition, and the writer never thought that it would be this successful. And as a result, some plot holes are to be expected, and like every anime has plot holes, okay? Look, give me 30 minutes and I'm sure I can find some plot holes for your favorite anime, okay? Instead of being overly fixated on the plot holes in the show, why not just enjoy it for what it is? Epic Kirito gamer aura from NRG moments. Okay, conclusion time. I think I'm gonna piss off a lot of people from both sides here, but SEO ain't that deep. In order to truly enjoy this show, you just have to think simply and let Kirito do his thing. SEO doesn't have deep writing, nor does it have the best pacing. But simply put, SEO doesn't try to be something that it's not. Instead of writing overly convoluted villains, SEO focuses on its strengths, which are an interesting premise, entertainment value, and epic gamer moments. I've watched every single piece of SEO media out there, and I've enjoyed just about every episode. There are only a handful of anime that have managed to make me feel this way. To me, SEO is enjoyable, funny, and most importantly, entertaining as fuck. So if you haven't watched SEO already, or dropped it right after Aincred, give it a try. Who knows, you may actually enjoy this show as much as I did. On a more personal level, SEO was one of my first few anime, and I still have fond memories of binging it whenever I got off my part-time job. The simplistic but entertaining story style also makes its emotional moments stand out even more, and honestly hit above their weight class. Throughout over 150 different anime and over 2,500 episodes, I can safely say that the Mother's Rosario arc is the only thing that made your boy, the Sigma Wolf Rudy, cry. Sure, I've gotten emotional from watching Orb, Freerun, and Rainbow, but SEO is still the only thing that made me cry, and I would say it's because I straight up didn't expect it at all. So yeah, just go watch this show, and don't forget to like and sub.